guys, welcome back to the Soul Cafe podcast. I hope you're all doing well. Today me and Rakavi are here. We're in our lockdown 3.0. Rakavi, how are you today?
I'm good. How are you, Eden?
I'm good. I'm tired, but I'm good.
We do this every time at the start of every podcast, say how are you to each other,
know,
as if we haven't had a
We
conversation.
don't know how to start, but you know what, it's okay.
If anyone has any recommendations, please let us know.
Yes,
We need
please send help.
Any help we can get. But anyway, on with today's topic. I have a question for you, Eden. My question to you is, who are your idols?
My idols? Honestly, I don't actually. If you asked me this question like a year ago or like 2 years ago, I would have said like, you know, the mainstream media type people. And I know this is bad, but you know, like Kim Kardashian, basically all the Kardashians. And I know that's such a weird, weird family or weird people to kind of idolize, but it's because my mentality was different back then. But now I look more to people who are like, you know, in the past, like intelligent people, Nikola Tesla, or like, you know, people who actually make your mind grow. But
yeah, exactly. Obviously you've grown as a person over the past year. Every year people tell you you've peaked, like you've become the version of you that you're supposed to be by the age of 18 or by the age of 22 and whatnot, but it's not true. You're constantly changing, constantly evolving, and that's a good thing. Like, it's good to change that. The reason I asked about your idols is I was just thinking, I was listening to a podcast earlier about Joe Biden and what the 17 things that he's done since he's been inaugurated in the last few days has been.
Wow.
And yes, they were good things, but I was like, we idolise these people, we idolise political figures, like myself personally, AOC, Jacinda Ardern, big suit for them.
Yeah.
Shouldn't be, but like, I just can't help it, but whatever.
No, it's okay, there's people who've done great things.
They have, but we don't know their flaws, we don't know what they do wrong, and I think it was just, I wanted to have this conversation with you about idolising people we shouldn't be, when in reality we should be, because we're inadvertently telling the universe by saying, oh, these people are our idols, I want to be like them, I want to be exactly like them, and saying that we're not enough, like, for ourselves. We're not, because what we should really aspire to be, we should take inspiration from them, don't get me wrong, but we should really aspire to be is the best version of ourselves that we want to see. Of course, I want to be as clever as AOC is a good thing to say, but to be exactly like someone isn't right. Like, you know, I think you'll agree with me on this. I used to say all the time, Ellen for president. I used to be obsessed with Ellen. Did you have that like phase, I guess?
There was, no, I did. I had that phase. I think there was actually a period where I remember just on social media, on Instagram, on Twitter, like everyone would obsess over a person, like for example Ellen, and there would just everyone be talking about them and how all the great things they do, and you know, oh, they're an angel or this or that, and yeah, they might be, but you also forget that they're actually a person just like me and you, and we forget that they
make mistakes.
Perfect. Yeah, they make mistakes, and you know, you forget that, you think, oh, I want to be just like this person, but actually you can't be just like anyone. You can be only yourself.
Yeah, you can be inspired by them, but you can't be them.
Exactly. And yeah, no, I definitely had that. I definitely had that stage, and not just with Ellen, but with so many people. Like right now, I'm not gonna lie, AOC. But I think that's for
the thing is, right? I'm always the first person to shout, don't fantasize or don't idolize political figures, but I just can't help it with AOC. Like, bro, it's a bit of a peak one. But with Ellen again, sorry, I keep saying Ellen, but
no, please go ahead.
With Ellen, like, I think this was in lockdown 1. Yeah, lockdown 1. Imagine we've had 3 lockdowns now. It's a bit ridiculous, but lockdown 1, she got exposed, I guess, in a way. Like, she had tutorials on her show, and she wasn't so kind to her, and it got revealed that she isn't generally kind to many people, and her motto is be kind to everyone, you know, like when your motto is kindness and you're not showing kindness, you're not being kind, it makes you a huge hypocrite, and it shows that like this person that we idolize, I used to think she was so funny, she was so smart, look at this woman, she's made this huge platform for herself and she's doing good things, she's donating to charity, helping people out, but then now that I look at it, that thing that makes you human is kindness. The thing that makes you human is kindness. Seeing someone on the street, giving them change, or buying someone food, or giving, like, being kind in general is what should make you human. Like,
exactly.
I think that's
the thing with people like Ellen, because yes, I don't want to say that she's a terrible person, because I mean she's not, and I don't actually know her to be even say that, you know, like, and I think this goes for any famous person. Like, I know we can hear things, and you know how we all know how the media can manipulate the way someone is, their image, and how they can twist it and kind of make you think that they are this person that when they're not. Like, we don't know what's going on in someone's life, just like other people don't know what's going on in our lives. We wouldn't want someone else to judge us like that, you know. And I know they're people with money, and I know they're people with status, but Ellen, for example, yes, she, like you said, she gave to charity, she's helped people, she's given people huge checks, you know, she's done all these great things, but that you kind of ignore that when someone brings out their true colours, and in that sense I'm talking like when they're being horrible to people. Like, you just think, oh, so you can't just cover up that horrible personality, if that's what it is, with money, or with showing kindness, but you're not actually being kind. Like,
people say this all the time.
You're turning it into a materialistic thing, like buying people things or giving people checks, just like she has done.
Show, kind of.
And like, it just kind of ruins the whole idea of kindness and giving, you know.
Pleasing thinking goes a long way, and I think I shouldn't say this, but I think Ellen could take something from that, like talking to a star. Like, there is no one, even if you hire someone to clean your house, that doesn't, and you're some big tech mogul, that doesn't make them less of a person than you are, and it doesn't mean that just because you've got money, that person should then like idolize you. And I think going on to money, like, people always idolize Mark Zuckerberg, Elon Musk, and Bill Gates, and
even I do.
It frustrates me. I get that you want to have their level of success, but they did not get there. Not necessarily in the right way. I know some of them did, like, a lot of rich people did, but a lot of them didn't. Like, to be a part of the 1%, there's a lot of corruptness around it. Like,
exactly.
You have had to exploit someone along the way to get to that stage.
Definitely. Oh, 100%. I was thinking about this the other day. I was actually talking about it to my little brother as well. We were talking about how, like, he was telling me, oh, I want to be just like Jeff Bezos. I want to be just like, what's his name again? Like, okay, for example, Tim Cook. Like, he created Apple, right? Like, just like these people who, and he was like, I can be anything. And I was like, yes, you can. But don't forget, these people, the majority of these people, they actually started with a lot of help, with money.
Exactly, and like Elon Musk.
I know that
everyone
exactly, and I'm not trying to say that you can't create something with nothing, because you totally can. But I'm saying these big people, you need money to make money, and that's what these people have done.
Like, have you read that quote before that says, oh, give £500 to a poor person and they'll spend it within a week, give it to a rich person, they'll invest it and get more money back, because that rich person has the liberty to do so. A poor person that needs that money, they need that to feed their kids, they need that to pay rent or whatnot, but they need that money, whereas a rich person doesn't. For them, it's nothing. For them, it is literally
for them, it's
nothing.
change.
Yeah,
it's just some loose change.
Exactly. And I know. Go on, sorry.
No,
you go. We're too polite. You go.
I was just gonna say, because we've been talking about this as well, like investing and learning how to buy stocks, etc. I know it's a bit off topic, but I'm going somewhere, I promise. Investing, you think, okay, you need to. I was watching these videos on YouTube, and it was like saying for you to make a good comeback, you know, to make a good return, you need to start, you know, invest quite a large amount of money to, you know, for a long term kind of, you want that money to come in slowly, but not everyone can put in, let's say, £1,000 or £2,000 in a stock right now. Like, not everyone can do that, you know. I was watching this other guy, and he was like, I put $200,000 sorry, he was American, $200,000 into a stock. I invested it, and it was going to make me like a $1 million return in like 10 years, blah blah. And I was like, again, I think about myself or my parents or my friends or even someone who's quite wealthy. Nobody has, lose $200,000 or pounds
If
to
they do,
just
please let me know.
invest
We
just
can
like
be friends.
that. Yes,
I
please.
get you. I get you, exactly, because I think the thing that people forget to understand is that, especially in the pandemic, a lot of people are struggling to make ends meet. And investing is a good way to get rich, but obviously it's not
Definitely.
a get rich quick scheme. Like, I think David Dobrik posted, I know I shouldn't watch him, but still, he posted a TikTok the other day, and he was like, I invested in 2017, I invested 1 million into Bitcoin, and I took it out within a few weeks and I made 7k because I was too scared. If I had held that, today that value would be 13.4 million or something. And I was like, wow, like that's a good long-term investment. For 3 years, Bitcoin's obviously really good. Bitcoin's a very good investment, because I think, especially with the current climate where everyone's watching you, Instagram's watching you, Snapchat is watching you, Facebook is watching you, like when your privacy is at such high stake, to be able to have something like Bitcoin when in the future digital currency will be everything. I'm saying this with chess. It's important to be able to buy things. It's obviously got the bad side to it, because people can buy drugs, people can buy illegal things without being caught. But on the plus side, you're also hiding from a government which is quite corrupt. Like, I'm going to say this, our government's bollocks, our government's corrupt as hell. And to say this in a country where where it should be a first world, it is a first world country, but what was it? Something, I think, in the first time in 50 years or something. What's that organisation that helps kids with food? I forgot. But they had to help kids in England. For a country that is so rich, that is a global superpower.
Well, Oxfam.
Yeah, I think it's Oxfam. Yeah, Oxfam
I don't
had
know.
to help
just
feed
Oxfam's
kids
the
because
only
the
one I know
government
in the UK.
refused to do so. They wasted, in fact, so much money giving money to their friends, giving contracts to their friends. Instead of actually taking
I heard
care
about
of
this as well. Oh
yeah,
my gosh.
it's insane how much money went to that, when that could have been gone to feeding kids. Like, I can't.
Since we're on that, actually,
yeah.
how unbelievable is that though? Like, I was actually watching the news and how they were, because the kids aren't in school like physically right now, and children who are on benefits on free school meals, they're obviously not able to eat in school because they're not in school, and how that's affecting them at home, and how they were giving them food, but taking photos.
Yes, I know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Let me sorry, I'm a bit excited now, sorry.
No, go ahead, please say.
So basically, Boris gave a contract, Boris, but whoever's in charge of the food for kids, they gave someone a contract, right? But this company has had no history with school meals, nothing.
What the hell?
And they've been given £30, I think, worth of to provide £30 of food for kids. But the food is ridiculous, like £30 of food. Like, when people went to the shop and bought the stuff that they got, it was worth like £6 or less. And it's ridiculous to give someone a contract for £30 a week to provide for these kids, and then said kids are only getting £6 of food. You know, like, how are the parents supposed to work that out?
Exactly.
You're better off just giving that £30
to
them directly.
I was just shocked because I was looking at the photos that parents had taken, and I was like, what is this?
It's not right, bro. It is not right.
I don't know. It's just sad to see, and it's just, you think, you're in the UK and outsiders, would be like, oh yeah, that's the UK, they've got it together, blah blah blah. No, we really don't.
This country
We're
is
still in lockdown. It's been almost a year since Corona began, since we went into the first lockdown, and because I actually remember, I feel like coronavirus was in the talks at this time of year last year, and everyone was talking about it, is it deadly, is it gonna get to us, are we? Nobody thought about a national lockdown until March, obviously, until it happened. But then I don't know, it's just crazy. UK government, fix up please, honestly. I don't even know what to say.
If you look at places like New Zealand, they're free. They're walking around without masks. Australia,
everyone's chilling.
it's back to normal. It's not difficult to look after your people, especially like we're not as big as America, we're not as big as Russia, but especially as a global superpower, your responsibility is to show the rest of the world, oh right, this is how you do it. But when a country as small as New Zealand, don't get me wrong, I love New Zealand, go New Zealand, as small as New Zealand is showing you up and telling you this, they've shown you, they've proved the way to do it, but when your ego is too big to listen, that's where the issues go, you know, that, like, no one can say this government, oh, they tried their best. No, they didn't. They very much didn't. You know, like...
The thing about what I feel like the government is doing is literally they're trying to find ways to save money, but it's costing them in the long run. Like, for example, in different departments, like, you're giving money to, like British Airlines that they need money apparently to keep going. What about small businesses? Like, what about like I can, for example, my mum, like, she has a small business and she's had to stop working, and it literally breaks my heart because she really loves her business and she can't work. And this goes not just for my mum, but for so many other
thousands and thousands of people across the country. It's not okay.
And they're actually being forgotten completely, and it's like, I don't know, it just makes me really kind of angry because I don't know why we don't hold that position.
And I think the thing we forget to look at when people go out to vote is they don't check the policies. Like with Brexit, people are all like moody now and upset because they have to pay more to buy things from the EU and things.
And those are the people who voted Brexit.
You were told it was there was a whole opposition telling you don't do this. Like, you know,
the thing about like people who vote Brexit is they just look at very
this is what they looked out. We don't have to pay the EU. We're going to get 50 million for the NHS.
Freedom.
No more immigrants, but really no. Do you know the UK is takes one of the smallest margins of immigrants each year? Like it's like, you guys, it's gaslighting. Like Priti Patel and so on. Gaslight how many people come to this country. And please hear me when I say this. None of us would want to come here as immigrants. Like, this isn't, like, back home is way more beautiful than here.
Yeah.
Our lives there are so much easier than here, you know? It's like, we're here for something else. The reason is something else. Other people come here for something else. Because there's a war that was incited mainly by this part, like, by the Western world. And with, like, Joe Biden, as I said before, like, speaking political parties, Joe Biden, you know, his politics aligns more with our British Conservative Party than it does with the Labour Party. I listened to that today and I was like, wow. And, like, obviously he's doing good, but that doesn't make him good. Like, Kamala Harris and him are bad news for the Middle East. They're bad news for Palestine. They're bad news for Yemen because they're not doing anything. Like, Bernie quarters on the way.
It's true. Have you seen that meme of him going around?
Yeah, but
I love it.
He's a little fashion icon. Leave him alone. He was so cute. The way he was snuggled up. I was like, oh.
He was so snuggled up, sad. I was like, I wish I was you right now. Honestly,
trust me. Like, I can't express this enough. But sorry, the issue with idolizing these people and thinking we should be like them, be it Boris, be it Biden, be it anyone, is that you forget that there is something about them that isn't okay. Like, you know, they are human, they have flaws. I think even our parents, we forget, are human sometimes. Like, we expect so much of them, we forget that they have flaws as well. But what we should really strive to do is take inspiration from these people. Like I said at the start, I want to be as smart as AOC, I want to be as politically savvy as AOC, but I don't. And then make that happen, and then put yourself on a path to make that happen, so that you are the best version of yourself, and then you can look in the mirror and say, I am enough, I am great.
Exactly, I like that. Oh, that's so cute, Rocky. That was actually
Shut
really
up.
Nice.
Shut up.
Seriously, that was so nice.
Shut up.
Oh. No, that's actually lovely. But yeah, no, I actually completely agree with that. Like, don't look at someone else and want to be them exactly, because it's never gonna happen. Sorry to break it to you. You're you and they're them. They're them. They are who they are. And, you know, if you like for example, like you were saying, pick certain characteristics that you like about an individual, and you know, if they're good and if you feel like they'll benefit you in the long run, then yeah, cool, be like them. But you know, don't be them, because you are amazing.
See your own form of energy.
Exactly.
You should honestly just give yourself the time and the space to grow, because especially now that you have lockdown 3, I know that it's difficult, but this is a good time, because I think lockdown 1 and 2, 2 wasn't really a lockdown for me. I didn't feel like it was a lockdown, but lockdown 1,
me neither.
I feel like I completely wasted. So making use of this time that you have now is a good idea. And I know it's not easy, and I know like there might be things at home that off-put that, but try and give yourself a break. Try and not compare yourself to other people, because there's only one of you out there, you know. There's
meditate, guys, meditate. I'm not even joking. Meditate. Think about the person that you want to be. Write down that person that you want to be and become them. You'll see yourself slowly becoming them. Like, I know it sounds weird and kind of corny, but
it's true.
You can write down this person. Like, you write down, okay, you can write down this character, you write down exactly how you want them to be, what you want them to achieve, etc. It doesn't have to be like too much, literally just some little things here and there, like she's going to be successful at opening this business, etc. Write that down and you'll see yourself kind of working towards that, because that's, you figure out that's who I want to be.
The way you phrase things,
you can literally be anyone you want to be, and that.
Fun fact, speaking of meditation, is in America they did this in a small town, and it was, I think, 27 towns did this, where they had like people meditate. So this was like a study that they did. I don't know the exact, it was 27, I know that, but I don't know the exact name of the place. I'll try and find that for the next class. But they did that, and it showed that your mind is so powerful, because around them in the nearest hospital, mortality rates declined that day. And maybe you can say that's a coincidence, but same with police incarceration rates, I think that's how you say it, when they took people in and crimes and everything dropped that day. So your mind is so powerful, it's how you used to tune it. Like, you should tell yourself, give yourself a daily affirmation to say, I am grateful for all the wealth and abundance that I am about to receive in the next few days. I'm grateful for like the joy that I'm receiving. Like, say thank you to the universe, but also remember you can ask the universe anything, because I'm telling you, it can be brought to you. Like, Nikola Tesla was in love with the 369 method, and obviously I'm not saying you have to manifest, but even something as simple as saying it out loud works.
You might be doing manifestation, you don't even realize that you're doing it. Like, you could be just telling yourself, I'm going to do this, that, or whatever it is. You know, there's not one particular way to manifest. There is the 369 method, which is just, I think it's writing something 3 times, then 6 times, then 9 times, right? Is it? Yeah. And that's simple, right? But there's so many other ways. Like, I have a younger cousin, and she likes to she says things to herself. Like, she just says, okay, today I'm going to be positive. And she's young, and I'm so happy that she's like taken on this attitude. Like, I'm just so grateful, and so I love it. But she's like, today's gonna be a good day. I'm going to do X, Y, and Z. You know, positive things. And you know, that's how you execute your plans. Like, you just need to tell yourself. You know, you don't need someone else to tell you. You need to be your biggest cheerleader.
Exactly, like, that's why kids are so impressionable as well. When you tell a kid that, like, I know that they did those experiments where they told a certain group of kids they're doing well, and they thrived, and then they told a certain group of kids that they were doing bad, and they tanked it, which it was a bad, like, an immoral experiment to do. But that experiment showed the power of words and the power of thought that, like, you know, that reflects into daily life, that reflects into your intellect, that reflects into your energy and what you produce from this life. Because this isn't forever, but why not make it a good journey while you're at it, you know?
Exactly. Nothing is temporary, guys. Honestly, like, pain that you're feeling, temporary. Trust me, like, there's gonna be better days. Whatever you're feeling, honestly, everything gets better. I used to think, no, everything's gonna be like this forever. But thinking like that could actually lead to you feeling like that forever. Just change your mindset. You got this, bro.
Mind over matter.
Yes.
We're almost at 25 minutes. This, I think, might be our longest one yet.
I know, I think we should.
Do you have anything else to say, or do you want to just wrap up now?
Yeah, I just think, guys, do you, man. Do your thing. Manifest.
Idolize
be
you.
Great.
And take inspiration, but idolize you, because at the end of the day, you're the one living this life, no one else. You're going to have the same path as everyone.
Agreed.
Aspire to have Elon Musk's wealth, but don't want to be like him. Trust me, you don't. He is not. He didn't even come up with Tesla.
Guys, don't forget, you don't know what's going on. Even in the richest person in the world, like in their mind, you don't know what's actually happening. Like, they could show up as, oh yeah, I'm the happiest and the richest, but
It's not true.
is that a fact though? You don't know that. You never know. You never know.
But anyway, everyone have a good week, good lockdown 3.0, and
Yes.
we'll see you.
Have a good time. It's all love, guys. Stay safe, and see you in the next episode.
Yeah.
Oh, and don't forget to like and subscribe as well.
Oh yeah.
Okay,